here today talking with William Link. William Link is quite an expert on the Eldorado Broughams and Cadillacs in general. This video is to talk about the unique features and the innovations related with the Eldorado Broughams. Hi, William.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
Well, it's nice to see it back. It's been a few years since I've seen this particular car.
Well, it's a beautiful restoration.
Well, thank you. And these cars new were $13,074, and Cadillac wanted to market them to high-profile people, not just your average person with $13,000, despite the fact it was a great sum of money at the time.
Well, that was about the same as buying a house.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
It was the most expensive car in the world. You could buy a Rolls Royce for $9,000.
Wow, that's incredible.
And so the people they profiled were Frank Sinatra had two, John Wayne had one, Lucy and Desi. They wanted really high-profile people. As you know, you sold Coco Chanel's Eldorado Brougham.
Yeah.
These were the type of people that they targeted. This particular Brougham came from Hollywood, but we really don't know who owned it because the records have been lost on that.
Yeah, unfortunately, Cadillac didn't keep a record of the owners.
Correct.
It was basically what region or maybe a dealership.
Yeah, the dealer probably had all those records and they've since been probably lost.
Yeah.
So some of the idea was they wanted the most advanced, technologically advanced automobile that General Motors could throw out. And this is what they came up with. It was originally supposed to be a 4-passenger only car. And at the last minute, they kind of decided to make it a 5-passenger. Marketability. They weren't sure if a 4-passenger car would sell, but the original concept was a 4-passenger ultra luxury car.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but this started off as a design concept for the Motorama.
Correct.
Show.
Yes.
So it really was a show car.
Absolutely. It wasn't designed actually to be put into production. We can thank the Lincoln Mark for Cadillac coming up with this and putting it into production.
Oh, some competition.
Yes, yeah. The Lincoln Mark is what motivated this. So the idea was they wanted fuel injection on it, and air suspension was chosen. The air suspension was chosen to facilitate a 55-inch height from the roof to the ground. And
which that gives it that really sleek,
yes,
that sleek appearance.
Correct. And the transmission tunnel is rather high, is to do that as well, to lower the body of the car as low as they can go. So that's why air suspension was chosen.
So in essence, they channeled the body.
Yes.
So it's sunken.
Correct.
Okay, all right,
yes.
Interesting.
Another feature, these are aluminums with Alcoa aluminum and with a steel backing. They're difficult to plate today. These have all been replated, and they really are beautiful.
And so this is really the first production mag wheel, if you will, or alloy.
Yes, an early production.
Yeah.
The Sabre wheel technically was the first,
Okay.
and this came out a little bit later.
And this is unique to the Broughams.
This wheel is unique to the Eldorado Brougham,
Yeah.
and in later, 59 and 60, the Eldorado Brougham continued. These were hubcaps. They made a hubcap that looked like these wheels, but these are actually mag wheels.
Yeah, beautiful.
And the trunk, you can open and close the trunk from the glove box, was a feature that it had. Of course, it has dual exhaust. And then going forward here, the doors, the rear doors, because they're suicide style, when you put the car in the drive, they wanted the doors to lock, so they lock internally. And
That's amazing.
all the doors lock, but the latch becomes inoperative when you put the car into drive.
So that's kind of like a child safety
It is.
feature
Yes, it
of
was.
the time. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Well, and then obviously the stainless steel top, a lot of people don't really understand it, that it is actually just brushed stainless steel.
and it is the roof. It's not a cap that's glued on.
Yeah.
It's actually the roof,
Yeah.
and it's stainless steel. The rear center armrest came with a handheld mirror and a
So there's a vanity set in the rear armrest, right?
Correct.
That has what? The notebook, the mirror,
pencil and pen set, and a bottle of our Page perfume, which was the featured perfume. And then there's heater vents underneath the seat, so it had, I think, 4 heater cores in this thing. So it's got heater vents under here. Interesting post in the center.
Well, and I love this space age looking seat design.
Correct.
I mean, it's total mid-century.
Absolutely.
It's fantastic.
And the leather here is navy blue leather. And this is an early 57, so it has aluminum painted door panels, and General Motors had a problem with the paint adhering. And so later they upholstered them. So this is kind of an indicator this is an early Brougham, being number 153.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, they made 457. This is 153.
Correct.
Yeah.
And
So,
and going to the front vanity set, we have a lipstick holder and a powder puff, and this is a comb, and then the powder went in this cavity right here. And then there's a nickel, and these are for the payphone. So interesting they included that.
we're not using those too often anymore.
Right. And then you could put cigarette storage in the back.
Yeah, fantastic.
And it goes here, and they put a leather strap in there so you could pull it up easily. Magnetized drink cups. And there's 6 of those. This is a Kleenex dispenser. Cigarette holder.
And Carrie chose Lucky Strike.
Yes. And then this is the holder for the drink cups.
Yeah. And there's six of the magnetic stainless steel cups. They ride on that metal plate, which when you flip it up is a mirror.
Correct.
So very, very cool.
It has a drum style clock, which the numbers move, but the needle stays steady. And this is the industry's very first fully transistorized radio, the very first one, fully transistorized.
So do you still need to let it warm up?
No, it comes on instantly. Here is these were called Venetian blind plastic sun visors. And you can look directly through them, but if you tilt them at any level, they turn
Yeah,
opaque.
this is really cool. See if you can get up close, and as he moves it, you'll see. I never noticed that before. That is absolutely fantastic. Yeah. All right. Thank you. And then the air conditioning vents are on top of the dash.
Yeah, this was General Motors' first in-dash air conditioning in 57.
Oh, okay.
Before that, it was in the trunk.
All right. And I love what you were talking about regarding the turn signal indicators.
Yes, the turn signal indicators are the very first fiber optic. They transfer the light from the speedometer cluster to the top of the dash.
So probably a little bit of NASA influence there.
Yes.
And I love the shape of the turn signal indicators, kind of like cat ears, if you will.
That was unique to the Brougham. All the gauges on this were called full sweep. They were unique gauges, kind of a Brougham feature.
Oh, very, very good. And then moving forward. For sure, the headlights, right?
Yes, this was the very first production car with 4 headlights for 57. They were illegal in most states.
Yeah, isn't that fascinating? Right?
Yeah.
So General Motors comes out with dual headlights, and most states make it illegal because they thought it would blind other drivers. Is that
Apparently,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
And interesting, early Chrysler Imperials had 1 headlight. And they made the body so they can incorporate 4 headlights. So early 57 Chryslers, Imperials had 1 headlight, and then they went to 4 when they became legal.
Okay.
But the Brougham always had 4.
Very good, very good. And on this, this particular car, the chrome is exceptional on it throughout. But the bumpers, we learned, are actually cast aluminum.
Yes, they are cast aluminum. I do not know why they chose to do that, but Cadillac, and when I called the chrome plater to have these bumpers done, I said to the chrome plater, well, the bumpers are aluminum. He said, no, they aren't. I go, yeah. Yeah, they are. And he goes, no, they aren't. And when I brought them to him, he goes, hey, these are aluminum.
Fantastic.
So yes, he did a beautiful job on them. These are horn vents, and it has 4 horns.
And then fog lights down below.
There were no options on an Eldorado Brougham. All the features were standard with the exception of your colors and upholstery fabrics were the only options you had.
And there was just a ton of choices of
Yes.
colors and upholstery.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, fantastic. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure we'll get interested.
One other point too, this is the first ball joint suspension too.
Okay.
Because before that they had kingpins.
Alright.
So the Eldorado Brougham, along with other GM, had ball joints in 57.
Very good. All right. Anything else?
Well, an interesting point that a lot of people, when you look at this and it looks like it's all one assembly, but actually the fenders are bolted together right here. And Cadillac leaded the seams in, so these cars have a significant amount of lead in them. This front of the headlight is all leaded in, and that was the reason why the paint failed, because paint really doesn't adhere well to lead. And usually you can always see lead work in an old automobile. A lot of people have a romanticism with lead and bodywork, but the reality is it doesn't hold bodywork very well.
And I noticed around these faux vents, that's a common
Yes.
area where you have some lead
Yes.
work as well.
Another feature this car had was it had a fully automatic antenna. You turn the radio on, it went up. You turn the radio off, it went down. And it also had an automatic starting feature that you would just turn the key to one position and the engine cranked itself until it started. That used to be called, back in the day, because it came out in the 30s.
Oh, the self-starter. Oh,
Yes.
no, record, start.
StartX.
Yeah.
Yes.
StartX.
Well, this was the last known application of that I know of, is the Brougham. But it actually came out in the 30s, it was used on Auburns
Yeah.
and Cord.
Right. Yeah. Very good.
And these were referred to as Dagmars,
Yeah.
after an actress's attributes.
Yes. Yeah. And then the Autronic Eye, right, is
Yes.
an automatic dimming.
Correct.
Or high beam, low beam.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the memory seat, of course, it has a favorite position, his and her seat. So the idea was you open the door, the seat went all the way down and all the way back, and then you seated yourself, and then you selected whether his or hers, and then it went to your favorite position.
Fantastic. Yeah. In another video, we're going to talk specifically about this car
Yes.
and what you did with this. But that's a fantastic summary. I'm sure that we've all learned a lot from this, and it's an honor to have an expert like William participating. So thank you.